YouTubers, Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin channel. Guys, thanks for joining me. Okay, guys, let's take a look at what's happening right now, and it's hitting the private sector really hard. It is hitting the middle class really hard, and it is attacking the working poor. And what's left of the middle class or blue-collar jobs, serving jobs, waitresses, people basically that contribute more to the infrastructure, pay more income tax than the wealthiest in the country. So what is happening? So let's take a look at the channel. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders tonight for trends in the housing market. We'll continue talking about housing affordability, housing issues, and let's call a spade a spade. If you can't sell homes to first-time home buyers in your own country, you don't have an economy. So let's take it from there. And guys, don't forget to check out, we changed the Mike in the Night topic. We're going to go into bail-ins after one of our finance ministers made a discussion that we need to find a way to take money from people's accounts to basically stimulate the economy. So that's bail-ins. We're going to be doing bail-ins, and the week after on Mike in the Night, we're going to be doing COVID passports. And that is very important that we discuss this, and we have call-ins, and you be part of the channel. Okay, so what is happening to the restaurant industry all over the Commonwealth? Well, 10,000 of America's restaurants have closed in the past 3 months. Yes. And this is damaging, and this is coming from CNN. They're saying about 17% of America's restaurants have already permanently closed this year, with the industry in further danger, according to a new report. The National Restaurant Association is publicly pleading with Congress to pass a new stimulus to help the industry that has been damaged by the pandemic. The group said Monday 110,000 restaurants have already permanently shuttered in 2020. So let's say 110,000, okay? Multiply that by 8 employees. Right? You're looking at about almost 1 million people out of work. Okay? 1 million private sector jobs that fund the public sector. That is very dangerous. That is very dangerous. This is huge. And, we start looking at the numbers of the sickness, and we're not going to get into that because it's just going to shut the channel down. But to be really, really frank with you guys, with the more and more restaurant closures, it's, kind of making you seem or look the other way and kind of start to look at other options on why this is happening or how this is happening or how other countries haven't had. Yeah, let's not go there. So anyways, so there it is right there. So then we get the same article. Roughly 17% of U.S. restaurants have permanently shut down since the start of the pandemic, and industry leaders warn of an unprecedented economic decline. So there are countries where, let's say, the virus originated from that don't have any cases. I could jump on a plane and fly right now. I could fly to China right now if I wanted to. I could jump on a plane, but I can't fly it's very tough to fly into the United States. But I could fly to China if I want. And if I could have always flown into China if I really wanted to. So that's the problem here that we're having. Since the onset of the pandemic, 17% of U.S. restaurants have permanently shut down about 110,000 establishments. That's exactly what they're saying in the other one. And let's go here to Canada. Over 60% of Canada restaurants could close by November. So this is an older article that I brought up because it's actually getting a lot worse than what they're depicting here that's going to happen. And this, my friends, only 31% will be able to run for up to 90 days, and with these measures, this is for the basically forbearance or the furlough or the bailouts, thereby leading 60% of the industry to crumble in the next 3 months, according to the release. And that's what's been happening right there. And Montreal, 33 notable Montreal restaurants and bars have permanently closed. Now, I added this one to here because these are locations basically that people fall in love with and that become basically, these locations become a permanent destination in the cities, right? Like some of them here were were built in 1978, restaurants here for 22 years, and they become a fixture in the city. And people, like I still have cities and places that I visited that I would, if I was to go back, I already know what places I would like to eat at, because I've eaten there before and I know what they offer. And that is what the deal is with this. This is the issue here. They're going to lose these fixtures, these permanent fixture restaurants that have been sitting there for years. And people going to those cities will be like, oh, it's closed. Oh, it's closed. It's like, it's taken away from destination travel, especially when you don't got the food you want. So here it is. This is coming from England. A restaurant and pubs call for the help as 72% fear closing permanently. So trade bodies plead for action to save thousands of companies and jobs hit by COVID. Now, hold on a second. there's an article I want to bring up. Well, I'll discuss it. The article is there are more food banks than there are McDonald's and Subway restaurants and Burger Kings in London, in England. So, was this happening before? Did the middle class start running out of cash or disposable income to go out and eat? Or the working poor, or whatever you want to call them? Or whatever you want to call us? Is that what it was? It was people running out of cash or running out of disposable income to be able to allow to go out and eat? You get where I'm saying here, right? 7 out of 10 UK pubs and restaurants feel they will be financially unavailable and forced to close in the next year, result of damage. Again, COVID. 7 out of 10. That is incredible. And you know that London, England, and all these places in the UK are known for their pubs. Now, I type in New Zealand restaurant closures. I get stuff like this. I get American stuff. I get allergic reactions. I don't get anything for New Zealand. I type in right there. I thought I spelled it wrong or something, but I got nothing from it. Then I type in Australia. I can't even find anything for closures or anything. I get this. I get stuff like this. Like, I don't get... So, I'm not understanding here what I'm getting. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's something else. But, okay, but I'm not finding really anything with numbers or statistics. They're not giving us anything. So, this is pre. So let's look at pre-COVID. 1 year ago, restaurant closures. Okay? Over the last 2 years, 2 years before a year ago, that's 3 years, it's become more and more difficult to make a financial viable go of it. The cost of doing business is going up, whether it's food costs or taxes. So remember, property taxes were skyrocketing because these cities needed to figure out a way to fund the infrastructure, all the public service, all the people working in HR for the government, that have nothing, that basically are learning English is what they're doing there. So here it is. Rental apocalypse closures 1 year ago. This is before COVID. Mike in the Night, big retail closures. 2 years ago, Mike in the Night, big retail closures. I don't know why it's not playing it here or showing it. Big retail closures. So we did a whole show, 3-hour show on this. And we discussed this and we were going over... Oh, we got our friend Hill Dog on there. So check out the show. It was a really good one, actually. We had some pretty good callers in. And the price of food going up. So this is not new. So what's the deal here? Tons of fast food. So this is from 5 months ago, so that doesn't count. 10 months ago, no, that doesn't count. Hospital bankruptcies, there you go, 10 months. So this is happening before. Hospital bankruptcies, interesting. Safeway closures, 2 years ago. Safeway food marts, food stores, 2 years ago. What? People need food. The main question is, can people still afford to buy food? And let's go over here and see if we could find anything as ghost restaurants on the rise 1 year ago. Wow, ghost restaurants on the rise. So this was happening. Vancouver's biggest players. No. Oh, okay, that's from 4 months ago. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm trying to find something from a year ago. Property tax shutdown. Yeah, this guy's property tax went up like 80,000. Look, right there. From 187 to $209,000 per year for property tax for that little place there that mixes paints. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got from anything else. There it is. Declining jobs right there. 1 year ago. So this was all, market crashing everywhere. That's 8 months ago. That was, so I'm just trying to find older stuff here for you guys to see that this is something that's been happening pre-COVID. This is something that's been happening before. So what are they telling us? What are they not telling us? You can clear as day see it. You can see it as clear as day. What's happening here and why it's happening. And retail apocalypse closure. Retail apocalypse continues. Thousands of retail stores will close this year. That's pre-COVID. So, this is before Christmas. A year ago, this time was December. Everyone closing around Christmas time? What's going on? Guys, Do the math yourself. Figure things out. Figure out where things are headed. Figure out the mistake. I think it has a lot to do with us selling out our housing. I think it all boils back to housing. I think we sold out, and billions of laundered dollars left a lot of locals out of reach from their own cities that they were born and raised in. Wages haven't kept up. We keep lowering interest rates, bringing down the value of our money. So what happens? Well, they're going to have to keep funding the infrastructure and our nurses that are all the people that make up the infrastructure. And what about the infrastructure projects that have been on hold? But why was construction essential? Keep building condos. Why? Because countries like Canada, Western United States, from all the way from Seattle all the way to Tijuana, Mexico, Australia, and New Zealand, and the UK export homes to foreign investors that bring in a lot of money. Now, that is tough. That's a tough nut to swallow when basically the country is being sold out from under our own feet, but our politicians are basically at blame for this. But who do we blame? Do we blame the people that are maliciously bringing in money in hockey bags and laundering it through, whether it's Bitcoin or laundering it through other means and stuff, or casinos or whatever they're doing? Or do we blame our governments for taking a blind eye or turning a blind eye on it? Or, like, what do we do? Like, how do we, like, what happens now to the locals that are here, that have worked their entire lives, that are looking at facing pension cuts, that are looking at losing everything they've worked for, that are regretting fighting in wars? I spoke to somebody, he's 83, and he's regretting fighting in World War II now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I look forward to reading your comments because it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to this channel. Let's just talk. Comment below. Thank you.